3 days, Terry. 3 whole bloody days. And I suppose you're going to tell me your phone was on the blink.
No, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Oh, that's nice. Here I am, working myself to death, trying to get you gainful employment, and you're off out of town without so much as a dicky bird.
It's confidential.
Don't be funny. I'm Arthur, remember? I'm the fellow who keeps you supplied with solves to stop you straying off the straight and narrow. You don't have nothing confidential from me.
Well, if it was down to me, I'd tell you, but it isn't. I promised to keep stum.
Promised who?
Well, the bloke I was working for.
You mean you've been doing a job?
Yeah.
Well, where's the wages?
No, there aren't any wages. It was a favour, you know.
No, what? Right, I am subbing you for this month's rent, them new tyres on your motor, that flash cassette thing you fancy.
I know.
You are into me for 200 quid, Terry, and I want to know when I can see it.
When I get the readies.
Oh, yeah? And who's going to rustle up these readies for you?
You, Arthur.
Yeah, well, don't forget that. Don't go swanning off doing favours for other people while you've still got an overdraft. He who pays a piper calls a tune.
Do what?
You are my piper, young Terence, and don't you forget that. I'm not having you going off playing other fellas' music for free.
Oh, right. Nah, that's it.
That's what?
Don't worry, you'll get your money, but after that, finished.
What do you mean, finished?
From now on, I'll get my own jobs. And you can find someone who won't do anything for nothing.
That modern bloody generation, you're all the same. Give them a leg to stand on, and they use it to kick you up the arse.
George?
Oh, hello, Terry.
Ain't lost your touch with the old locks.
Not lost me touch with these, neither. Too much green in your spectrum. Should be okay now.
Terrific. Well, what do I owe you?
Got a beer, have you?
Of course I have. Come here. Here you go.
Ta.
So, when'd you get out?
Yesterday.
What are you doing here?
Well, I can't go home. I'll be watching it.
You're not playing truant, are you?
Yeah.
Hold on, I thought you were due out this year sometime.
3 months. Got 3 months to go.
3 months? You're round the twist, son. I mean, you've already done, what, 4 years?
3.5. But I've thought about this all the time I was inside. It's the only way.
The only way to what?
Prove I was fitted up for that diamond job. Get people to start asking questions.
It's a long time ago. I mean, who's going to be interested?
They will be when this hits the papers. They're going to ask why I put myself in stuck so near the end of my bird. There can only be one reason for that.
Because you left your brains behind in a nick.
Cost 3 years hasn't made no difference. I'm still saying what I said at the trial. It was the old bill put me in the frame.
For the diamond robbery, yeah. There were plenty of other blaggings you could have been done for.
That's not the point. The point is I've done 3 years for something that wasn't done to me.
What's Olive going to think? She'd go spare.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe you'd explain to her. She'd take notice of you, Terry. But the only bloke from school she'd take any notice of. She still fancies you too, I reckon.
All right, I'll talk to her, but you can't stay here. The old Bill are bound to know we're mates. Hold on, that might be the old bill. If they haven't got a warrant, I'll stall them, all right? Get in the bedroom. Oi! Jackie. Hello, Deb.
Hello, Till. Mind if I crash here for a couple of days?
What's wrong with your drum?
Landlord's on at me to do a private strip for him. He's had another key cut. I can't go back till I've changed the locks.
Yeah, well, it's not really very easy at the moment, Debbie.
Got another bird, have you? Oh, I don't mind. I'll keep on the floor.
No, it's nothing like that.
It's all right.
Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, George, Debbie, George. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, I'm sure.
George just popped in to mend my telly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Just checking the aerial. The only thing is, he's doing a bit of moonlighting from his phone, right? And, well, if anybody found out, he could get into trouble. So, if anybody asks, not that they should, but if they did, you haven't seen him, all right?
An invisible mender?
Yeah.
It's all right, Terry. I can't see a thing without my contact lenses.
All right.
Nice implements, Arthur. Very nice. Hope they didn't get damaged in the fall.
Fall?
Off the back of the lorry.
Oh, please, look, Mr. Rycott, do me a favour. Don't make jokes like that. One or two of your colleagues might get the wrong impression.
Made in Hong Kong, I see. You got an import licence, have you?
Well, no, I'm not actually flogging them. I'm just storing them for a mate till he comes back.
Yeah, well, save all that for customs and excise, Arthur. I've come to see you about something else.
What?
Not what, who. George Palmer.
George, but he's still inside, isn't he?
He is supposed to be, yeah. Only he isn't.
He slipped his collar.
Well, it wasn't very difficult, really. He was down at Farnham Open Prison, so he didn't exactly need a grappling hook and a rope ladder, did he?
He was due out soon, wasn't he?
3 months. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
Me neither. Some of these villains have got nothing in between their ears except sawdust.
Yeah, look, Mr. Rycott, what's all this got to do with me? I hardly know George Palmer.
Yeah, him and Terry were pretty close, weren't they? Fancied themselves as Jack the lads when they were kids. Even when they were picking up schoolgirls down Percival Street.
So?
Well, I thought you might like a friendly word. If Palmer does turn up at his drum, he wants to get him out of there fast, because I should be paying him a little visit very shortly.
I'm afraid you're talking to the wrong fellow, Mr. Rycott. Terry and me have dissolved our partnership.
Why?
We had an agreement. He broke it. Well, give him his cards.
I'm very sorry to hear that, Arthur. For his sake.
Yeah.
And for yours.
Mine?
Well, what's that leave you with? Nothing. Except a load of dodgy golf clubs.
No, Terry. I'd like to help you out, but I just can't take the risk.
You owe me, Dave. I've just spent 3 days helping you out.
Well, I offered you wages and you wouldn't take them.
Nah, you don't take wages off of mates. But a favour for a favour, that's different, isn't it?
Gin and tonic, please, dear.
Well, I asked you, and that was legal. What you're asking me, I'd get done good and proper for.
I know that, Dave. So after this, I'll owe you.
Make it a double, would you?
How long?
A week. Well, 2 at the most. He just wants time to try and clear himself.
Okay, stick him in the loft. Yeah, if the old Bill finds him, I don't know nothing about it.
Absolutely, Dave. Thanks a lot, mate.
Bloody maniac, that's what he is. 3 months before the end of his burden, he does something like this.
Put some more water in that, will you, Harry?
You don't sound very concerned.
I'm not.
You could do a couple more years for this one. 2 more years of having to manage on your own.
Don't you care?
No.
Got somebody else, have you? Come on, Olive, I'm your brother, you can tell me.
Suppose I had.
I wouldn't blame you. 3 years without a bit of nookie. I'll be could last that long.
You men. Whenever you hear of a woman going without, you think she must be desperate. Well, it doesn't work like that, Harry. The more you go without, the less you want it. Gets to be a habit.
What about money? Another wage packet would be handy, wouldn't it?
I do all right. With Social Security, my cleaning wages, there's some worse off than me.
So you don't need George.
I don't need the aggro that goes with him. Not knowing where he is night after night.
Well, we gotta find him, Olive. If not for your sake, then for his. You reckon he'll come here? Give you a bell?
Well, if he does, he needn't bother transferring the charges, because I won't accept the call.
Stand! All results! Racing edition!
There's this pontified wanker sitting in at the editorial meeting. Managing director's boyfriend or something. So, he listens to everyone nattering on about what we're going to lead with. And he suddenly asks, does anyone say hold the front page, like they do in the movies? Stunned silence. Then Mike says, no. The only thing we ever hold is page 3, if we come across a bigger pair of tits.
Kev?
Excuse me. Well, if it isn't a Henry Cooper of Percival Street. Long time no see, Terry.
How are you, mate?
Well, what are you going to have?
No, it's all right. I've got a lager.
What brings you up here, Tel?
I've got a story for you.
Oh, how much?
No, it's gratis.
Well, what's the catch?
There's no catch. It's about an old mate of ours.
What, George Palmer?
Yeah.
Come over here. You know where he is?
Yeah, and he needs help. Listen, he was fitted up for that diamond job.
Ah, they all say that.
Not 3 months before the end of their bird, they don't.
No, didn't make sense when it came over the wire. But if he's done 3.5 years for nothing...
I think he's telling the truth. I mean, violence has never been George's game, has it?
Yeah. I seem to remember the evidence was a bit dodgy.
There were no fingerprints on the gun.
That's right, and they never found who else was in on it, right?
Have a word with him, eh? He needs a break.
Yeah, so do I. All the good crime stories go to the editor's crumpet.
I'm in the wrong game. Ain't much of it about.
Not a lot.
Better have a drink.
Oh, Mr. Daly.
Oh, hello,
Debbie.
Terry in?
No, he's gone out.
With who?
No one.
Can I talk to you a minute?
What about?
Please, I don't want the whole manor to hear.
Oh, all right then.
The thing is, Terry could be in a spot of bother. The old Bill's coming round to see him.
What's he done?
And it's not what he's done, it's what he might be going to do. Help an escaped prisoner evade the law.
There's been no escaped prisoner here, Mr. Daly. Only some bloke who was
It was what?
mending the telly.
I didn't have nothing to do with it, Kev. Word of honour.
Then how come you were in the area?
Well, it's like I said at the trial. I cleaned myself out of the dogs, so I had to walk home.
Oh, come off it, George. If you walked home from the track, you wouldn't have passed within a mile of the diamond merchants.
Explain that. Got lost.
Listen, do you want Kev to help or not? Because if you do, stop wasting his time, right? Now, the jury didn't believe that load of old cobblers, and neither do we.
Yeah. Sorry. I've told that tale so often, maybe I start to believe it.
So what's the real story? And why couldn't you tell it at the trial?
Because he was on another blagging, right?
There was this flat. I sussed it out when I was repairing their telly. The old gaff was stuffed with silver and antiques. But as soon as I got inside, I heard this shot. Some bird started screaming. So I scattered. Dodged into the alley, into the next street.
You got collared by the law.
Right. My form didn't stand a chance.
You swear that diamond job wasn't down to you, George?
Of course it wasn't. First of all, I always work solo. And second, I don't have nothing to do with shooters. Scare me to death, them things.
And what about Olive? Did she know where you was that night?
No. Never told her nothing.
How'd she feel when they laid 5 on you?
Don't know. Haven't seen her since.
Well, she didn't visit.
No.
Right? Well, that's nice, isn't it? So you don't know whether you've got an old lady to go into or not?
That's why, I'd like you to have a word. I'd like to know how the land lies.
You better start lining them up, Dave. This is a sad day. A very, very sad day.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Arthur. Her indoors come back from her mother's, has she?
No, nothing like that. Me and Terry, we're getting a divorce.
Why? What's the problem?
Only does a vanishing act for 3 days, doesn't he? I had 2 lovely jobs lined up for him, and he's out of town. And when he comes back, he won't tell me where he's been or what he's been doing.
What did he say?
Well, I've been doing a favour for a mate. I mean, that's not on, is it?
Business is business, right? If he wants to work for no wages, he does it in his own time.
He was offered wages.
How do you know?
I was the mate he was doing a favour for.
Oh, why didn't he say?
Because I asked him not to. I wanted something personal.
Oh.
I don't mind you knowing, Arthur, seeing as how you're an interested party.
No.
Now, come on, I insist. You remember my daughter, Naomi?
Oh, the one that went to the training college?
Yeah, out in Newcastle. Well, she's only decided to become a one-parent family.
Oh.
Yeah, she got herself pregnant by one of them randy so-and-sos up there, and she wants to go ahead and have the baby.
What about the father?
He don't want to know.
Oh, so that's why you wanted Terry to go up there and sort him out?
Well, not so much that. I needed someone to take the missus up there and bring the girl back. Someone who wouldn't blab his mouth all over the manor. So that's what he was.
So it seems I owe Terry an apology.
Well, I reckon I owe you one, Arthur. I don't like to think I was the reason for you two breaking up.
It's all right, Oh, Gold. I should have told him. The old Bill wanted to talk to him.
What about?
Mate of his on the run. Did he say anything to you about it? Bloke called George Palmer?
No, he never said nothing to me.
See, the thing is, Terry's got a bird at his drum, and if George does show, he'll need somewhere else to stick him, won't he?
Yeah. I suppose he would have. Yeah.
You haven't changed much, have you? Still that hard look, just like when you used to pull my pigtails.
Hard, me? No, I've gone soft since then. This easy life makes you flabby.
I don't see no flab.
Oh, well, it's all in the mind, you see. He's driving around in rollers all the time. Yeah, it's not like Percival Street Playground. Don't have to worry about getting a knife in the ribs.
Rollers, eh? How many you got them?
Oh, just the 12, you know. Well, you've got to change them every month, haven't you?
Got anybody to share them with?
Bergerman? No, not likely. Get lipstick all over the upholstery.
I don't wear no lipstick.
Listen, what about George?
What about George?
Have the old Bill been to see you?
Yes.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, what'd you tell him?
Told him as far as I was concerned, the sooner he's inside again, the better.
You don't mean that.
Don't I? Do you know what it's like being married to a small-time thief? Oh, if he'd have been another woman, at least I know he was safe. But wondering all the time if he's going to be nicked, if he's going to be a wage pack at the end of every week. I can't live like that. And I don't intend to live like that ever again.
Do you mean you wouldn't have him back?
I bleeding well wouldn't. And if he comes crawling to you, you can tell him that.
Yeah, I will. Listen, thanks for the tea, eh? Listen, suppose he was fitted up for that diamond job.
Suppose he was, Terry. Do you really think it'd make any difference? If he hadn't have been nicked that night, it'd have been nicked the next or the one after.
I'll tell you something, love. You're the one with the hard look.
It's all right for you, Terry. You got out of Percival Street. I never did.
Yeah. Is that all?
Ever seen him before?
Yeah, Terry McCann, old friend of the family. Best man at George's wedding.
Old friend, eh? Might be able to tell us something.
Could be. Him and George was at school together.
Know where he lives, do you?
Yeah, Hammersmith. Just round the corner from the gym.
Take a nose, then. See if he's got any company.
Don't fancy that. If I start asking questions, Terry's going to start adding up 2 and 2, isn't he?
Do as I tell you, Harry. Because if you don't find that brother-in-law of yours, me and Billy are going to have to go after him. Then there might be nothing left to hand over to the law.
You all right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Rent.
Eh?
Rent! didn't.
Leave it out, I'm not that skint.
All right. So you don't need dough. Anything else I can offer you?
Look, Debbie, one day I might need a place to crash, right? So till then, you owe me.
But supposing if I really want to pay you now? I mean, really want to.
Well, that might be a bit different.
Oh, tell them we're in conference.
Oh. Don't go away.
No.
Hello, Harry.
Oh, Terry, you've been to see Olive.
So?
About George, was it?
No, I just felt like pulling her pigtails.
You know where he is?
He's in Nick, isn't he?
You know bleeding well he isn't. Why'd you call an Olive?
I fancy her, always have.
He's got to turn himself in, Terry. He's in real bother. Olive's worried sick.
No, shame she don't give her monkeys.
She tell you that?
Yeah.
Well, don't you believe her. She cares, all right. So do I, come to that. So, if you see George, give us a bell, all right? I want to talk to him.
Yeah, all right, mate.
And just remember, harbouring an escaped prisoner is not too clever, that. Especially for a lad that's been inside himself.
Yeah, well, tell her, Harry.
Who was that?
Ah, bloke I used to know.
What's he want?
It's a good question, as it happens.
Well, come on then. I want to get some kit before I go to the club tonight.
Think you're going to get any kit, do you? Hello?
Terry, it's Kev.
Oh, hello, Kev. What's happening?
Can you meet me straight away? I've got a lead.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, yeah. No, hold on. Where?
It's a pawn shop in Thomas Street.
You got a pencil?
Where would I keep a bleeding pencil?
Yeah. Look, hang on a minute, Kev.
It's all right. I've got one in my bag. Hello.
Hello. No, what was that address again?
It's a pawn shop called Jacobson's in Thomas Street.
Inside job, Mr. Wells. That's the word. Reliable source and all.
Well, you've seen any of the diamonds, Mr. Jacobson? It's all right. He's a mate of mine. Interested party, you might say.
Oh, well, yes, I was offered some of them. But it was too hot. When someone gets blasted up, don't I know?
Well, any idea who was behind it?
No, except it was someone from outside the manor. I'm sure of that. If they'd been local, well, we'd have heard whispers.
Listen, this source of yours, what made him think it was an inside job?
Oh, had to be. Special consignment. 5 times the value of anything they'd ever shipped it. So, they moved it at night. There was only half a dozen people in the know, but somehow these villains got to hear about it.
Who shifts their gear?
Security firm.
Yeah, but which one?
We're looking for a Mr. McCann.
He's not here. What's this all about, anyway?
She's right, Billy. He ain't here.
Told you.
Sit down, scrubber.
What's your name?
Debbie.
Friend of McCann's, are you, Debbie?
Yeah, sort of.
What's that mean?
Well, I'm just staying here for a couple of days.
Anyone else staying here?
No.
What about George?
Who's George?
Don't get smart, Debbie. Just tell us what we want to know and you won't get hurt.
Please, I don't know anything. I mean, what's this all about?
Did a fella call here? Asking for your boyfriend?
Terry's not my boyfriend. He's just putting me up for a couple of days while I sort myself out.
We're not interested in you. We're interested in George Palmer.
Never heard of him.
So why did McCann talk to Olive?
Who's Olive?
He told you, Debbie. Don't get smart.
Please, I don't know what you're on about.
I'm going to ask you one more time. And if we don't get the right answers, we're going to start forgetting our manners. Now, where's George?
Look, you want this the easy way? Or do you want my paper to get heavy? Well, like hitting your security might not have been so efficient after all. You'd lose a lot of customers, right? No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, Mr. Muir. I just want the name of the guards that were supposed to shift that consignment. Yeah, I thought you'd understand. Yeah? Yeah, go on. This is very good, Mr. Muir. Yeah. Of course I'll keep the firm's name out of the story. Thanks for your cooperation.
This McCann, Gov. Harry says he won't talk.
You think he's seen Palmer, Harry? Got him hidden away somewhere?
Yeah, I reckon.
So we loosen him up a bit. Right, Gov?
Won't do you no good.
Oh, why not?
Terry's hard. I've seen him in action.
We've had trouble with hard men before. They weren't so hard after Thomas and William had finished with them.
Terry's different. You take my word for it.
Very well. We'll try a shortcut. Who else does he hang around with?
No, sorry, gents. This place is wholesale, not retail. Unless, of course, you are genuine buyers from a kosher retail organisation with some sort of identification.
You Daly?
Yes, Arthur Daly, that's me.
Mate of Terry McCann's?
Yes, why? Is he in a spot of bother?
Could be. You want to help him out?
Oh, sure.
Where's George Palmer?
Who?
Dear, oh dear, Billy. Looks like we got another one here.
Another what?
Someone else who's never heard of him.
Or forgotten. Looks like we're gonna have to jog his memory.
Good thinking.
Look.
Oh. Come back to you, has it, Arthur? Now, where's George?
Look, why don't you ask Terry?
No. We're asking you.
Well, I heard the name, right, but he's Terry's mate, not mine. I never had nothing to do with him.
Afraid we're gonna have to jog his memory a bit more, Tommy.
Yeah. All this stuff insured, is it, Arthur? Ooh, shame. Because I can see Billy's getting in the mood. And once he's in the mood, there'll be no stopping him. He'll break anything, including people.
Then keep away from me, you bastard.
Eh?
You think you can push anyone around, don't you?
Hold on, Deb, what's going on?
God, just tell Mr. Rycott here, I've got a good mind to bring charges.
What's the matter, Terry? Fellas getting too tough for you these days?
Yeah, well, we had a bony and I lost my rag, that's all. I'm sorry, all right?
Sorry? It's a bit bleeding late for sorry, innit?
If I was you, I'd move out, miss. It's happened once. It can happen again.
Yeah, well, I'll think about it, Mr. Rycott.
What about charges? With Prince Charming's form here, we'd have no trouble making it stick.
Yeah, well, I'll think about that too.
OK. Oh, by the way, Terry, reason I called. George Palmer ain't been to see you, has he?
George Palmer's in Nick, isn't he?
He's playing truant. Anyway, if he does turn up, you won't do anything stupid, will you? Like hiding him?
Nah, nah.
All right, then, who did it?
Two fellas.
What they want?
Same thing as him. Your mate who I never saw.
Listen, thanks, lovely.
For giving you a reputation as a woman beater. I ain't done you any favours.
Kept Rycott off me back.
Don't think he believed me. Could see it in his eyes. What you doing?
I phoned George's old woman.
What for?
I need to talk to her. Trouble is, her phone's probably tapped.
Hello?
Olive? It's the pigtail puller.
What do you want?
Can you get away?
Well, maybe.
Right, well, I'll meet you in the place we first met. I'll be there in half an hour.
Important, is it?
Yeah. And come alone, do you know what I mean? Listen, when I go out, you lock that door and you don't open it for anyone except me, got it?
Right. Go and tell. Don't be long. We've got a lot of unfinished business, remember?
Yeah.
Take care.
I'll see you later, all right?
Yeah.
Had a coat of paint since our day.
Yeah, well, it's comprehensive now, isn't it? Better class of yobbo.
Fulham still rules, OK.
Only just. I mean, fancy selling Richard money to Liverpool. It's criminal, isn't it?
Talking about criminals, have you seen George?
Yeah.
Terry, I've told you I'm not interested, so if he's the reason you've asked to meet
No,
me...
hold on. No, he's not the reason.
Oh, what then?
It's your brother, Harry.
Harry?
Now, I reckon he was in on that diamond job. And when George got nicked, he staged Storm, right?
You're joking.
Now, the old Bill always reckoned that George heard about that consignment through Harry. But he didn't know anything about it, did he? He was just unlucky that he happened to be on a blagging in the next street.
But that doesn't prove Harry was in on it.
Oh, no, I know. But that's why we need your help.
Why should I help?
Because George has just done 3.5 years for a caper that wasn't down to him.
Oh, George is the villain, Terry. He always will be. But if Harry did go, Ben, then it's a one-off, I'm sure of that.
It still don't make it right that George should do his bird for him, does it?
Well, what do you want from me?
I want you to talk to Harry. Tell him he's blown it and try to get him to turn himself in.
Ruin his life for George's sake. Oh, leave it out, Terry.
Oh.
Why should you care?
Well, I don't know, really. Maybe it's something to do with this place. I mean, I know they didn't teach anything, but, well, what I did learn is Percival Street against the world.
Yeah, didn't I shut that door? Well, not open yet, you know.
Which room's he in, Chief?
He? Who?
Who, he says. Amazing, isn't it, Billy? Must be something to do with this manor. Never can get a simple answer to a simple question. Yeah. Always have to do it the hard way.
Where you been?
Out.
See George?
No, another fella.
Thought you told me.
It wasn't like that, Harry. It was just an old friend.
Wasn't Terry McCann by any chance, was it? Did he call you?
Yes.
About George, was it?
No, Harry. Terry says that George had nothing to do with that diamond job, but he says you did.
Don't be funny.
You were the inside man, according to Terry. He's got proof.
Proof? What proof?
He didn't say, but he wants you to turn yourself in. Tell the old Bill who you're working with.
Nah, he's just slinging mud. Trying to get some compensation for George, isn't he?
Is he?
Don't tell me you believe him.
I didn't know what to believe at first.
And now?
Now? I'm sure.
Harry!
You've been spreading dirt about me, Terry. You want to watch your mouth, son?
They got George.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, Sunshine, if I don't find George soon, there won't be any George to find, right? And that'll be down to you. So where do we start looking?
Come on, I'll drive you. In there.
Well, well. Terry McCann, right?
How do you know that? Ah. Good likeness, isn't it? Come on, George, we're going home.
How'd you find us? Talk to Harry, did you?
Who's Harry?
Thing is, Terry, you put us in a bit of a spot coming here like this.
Why is that?
We was going to help George here disappear. I mean, with the law after him, he don't want to hang around too long now, does he? But now you're here, we've got to help you disappear too, haven't we?
Hold on, hold on. Are you the two monkeys who've been round my man and showing off your muscles?
We're pros, Terry, like you. So no hard feelings, eh?
Oh, no, I mean, no, you've got a lot of talent. You did a fantastic job on my bird.
Terry?
Yeah, he went after him. Didn't realise he was stepping up a division.
That's the division you've been playing in, is it, Harry?
She worry about me, Sergeant. It's Terry and George we got to worry about. We don't do something fast, they'll both end up propping up a flyover somewhere.
Yeah,
What are they going to do to us, Terry?
Don't know, son.
Yeah, if they were Fulham supporters, it'd be all right, wouldn't it? Yeah. Don't look like Fulham supporters to me. There's too many of them, isn't there?
Right, Governor.
Shut up and work on that rope.
Back entrance.
Next street.
You and Jack go and block it off. Me and Arthur will make a frontal assault.
No. I reckon I should stay here and tell the other coppers where to go.
What other coppers? I'm not having some bunch of uniform layabouts nick all the glory on this one, Arthur. We're going to sort this out on our own.
Our own? Oh, no. This one's down to you, Mr. Rycott. That's what I pay my taxes for, right?
I thought Terry was your mate.
Governor says we've got to wait until dark before we can shift you.
It's very clever. Did he work that out all by himself?
Gives us a couple of hours to play games.
What have you got in mind, brag?
I thought we'd start with the one you taught me.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Can I have a go? Yeah?
Pleasure.
Hold on!
these jokers?
Runciman Brothers. They pulled off the diamond job that George got done for.
Good boy, Terry.
All right, there's another one here.
Jack!
Thanks, Terry. That's all right. I'll see you later, eh?
You all right, my son?
I never thought I'd say I was glad to see you.
Well, what do you expect? Do you think I'd let you get blown away while you still owe me 200 quid?
Listen, if you double my wages, I could pay you back quicker, couldn't I?
Yeah, you'd have to double your productivity. Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
No, later on. I've got to make a call. You all right?
A lot of good stuff here. I wonder what they'd take for a quick sale.
You'll get a free pardon, Liv. No question. That means compensation.
You'll get compensation. What about me?
Will be enough for both of you. Keep you going till George finds his feet again.
You'll be inside in 6 months. What then?
Well, maybe I can get you some compensation.
How?
Well, suppose my paper buys your story. The lonely wife of the man in the frame. Husband betrayed by brother-in-law.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, worth at least 3 grand, that. Maybe 5.
5,000?
I'll talk to the editor. Get back to you tomorrow. Now take care, Terry.
Yeah, and you, mate. I'll see you. Cheers.
I'm not having him back, Terry. Even if Kevin doesn't come up with the money.
You sure?
Do you know how many times he's been inside since we've been married? 4. That's 8 years altogether. Next time, it's going to be 6. Only there's not going to be a next time. Not for me.
What you gonna do, get a divorce?
You think I'm too old to get another fella?
Don't be silly. They'll be queuing down the street.
How about you?
Let's see how it goes, eh?
Yeah. Terry, what if I went back to Pigtail?
Oh, wouldn't need me then, would you? You'd have them queuing from here to the airport. Hey! Thought you were going to buy me a drink.
No thanks, Terry. I'm full up. Listen, Terence, what I said when you come down from the north was out of order.
No, I was out of order. I was well over the top.
I
It
was
too
out
strong.
of order. I did not know it was Dave you was doing a favour for.
Well, that's what friends are for, isn't it?
Oh, you can do a favour for me and all.
What?
Drive us home. If I had to blow into one of them plastic bags, I couldn't blow into one of them plastic bags.
Come on, then. No, I'm driving, aren't I?
Oh, yeah.
How long you been in there?
About half an hour.